Hello, this is Paula Plant. I'm the director of the School Children's Trust section of the State Board of Education. Our responsibilities are for training school community council members and administering the School Land Trust program. This short training session is to help you as chairs and vice chairs be able to do your job in an efficient and an effective manner. So hopefully that will be the result at the end of this discussion. It's important, I think, for us to go back and remember why school community councils were created in the first place. The legislature created a platform for parents and school employees to be able to engage in collaboration to make good decisions about the students at their school. And that is the basis. Sometimes we get involved in the details and forget what the main purpose is. Please remember that is the purpose, and everything we do should be headed towards making education better for our kids. It's important also to remember in this process that the thing that helps us make really good decisions is for us to base our decision making on good data towards good decision making, and that the data that we use to make decisions should be the same data that we use to measure whether we're being successful or not. The final piece here that's very important is the local school board members. You prepare plans, you submit them to the local school board, and the local school board knows your needs, they know your demographics, they know test scores, and they're able to be a second check to make sure that the plans that you're preparing are going to make a difference for your students. So let's talk a little bit about responsibilities of chairs, because chairs sometimes end up being the person who drew the short straw. But it's important for you to remember that you were elected by the members of your council, and they should be supporting you in your work. The responsibility of the chair is not necessarily to know everything or to be able to conduct every discussion or to do everything. It's your responsibility to make sure that the processes work, that meetings are held efficiently, and that you complete the work by the end of the school year. So that includes council members being involved in the responsibilities and the assignments. Everyone should have a responsibility. Everybody should be involved. So let's talk about the responsibilities of the council. The legislature in the most recent legislative session created a new act called the Teacher and Student Success Act. And in that act, the principal is required to prepare a plan. It's the overarching improvement plan of the school and replaces the school improvement plan. In the past, councils were responsible for the school improvement plan, and now the principal is responsible for the teacher and student success plan. Councils provide input to the principal as they prepare that plan, and then the School Land Trust Plan continues to support the TSSP. So when those plans are being created, it's important to have a data discussion because the data at the school should drive both plans. And they should also be measured by the same data. Councils have another responsibility, and that is for digital citizenship and school safety. School safety is another new assignment for councils this year. In our training materials to help you complete that assignment, we have tried to combine them so that you can have those discussions together because some of it actually overlaps. District and the school administration is required to first provide an overall explanation about what is the school, what are the district doing about digital citizenship to keep kids safe on the internet and for children to just be basically safe at school. So they provide background and let you know what it is that they are doing. The responsibility of the council then is a little bit different between the two areas. The digital citizenship responsibility for councils is to make sure education is provided for the students each year to keep them safe on the internet and to make sure that training is provided for parents about how to talk to their children about safe use of the internet. The council is not necessarily responsible to provide the training. They're responsible to make sure the training is provided. However, with the school safety piece, the council needs to prepare a plan and do something to support the school efforts in making children safe at school. Finally, there should be interaction between the local board and the school community council. If the board would like to receive input from councils when they're making decisions district-wide, they can ask councils to respond to requests of information or help. At the same time, councils, if they have a concern at their school, it can be brought to the council. The council can prepare information for the local school board and provide that information to them. So that's the substance of the requirements of school community councils. This part is going to address the logistics. So how do these things happen? The first responsibility of a council member is to make sure that everybody's trained so that they can conduct their assignments in an appropriate way, that they understand what it is that they're supposed to accomplish. Meetings are always open to the public. Councils do not have a reason to ever close a meeting. Then the council is responsible for posting certain information on the website. One thing that they need to do is post agendas and minutes from the prior meeting. And the purpose of this is to make sure that parents and school employees have the opportunity to know what the council that represents them is discussing and when they're perhaps going to act or they're going to make decisions. So that's the purpose. There are other required website postings, and there's information about that on the School Land Trust website. Minutes need to be kept, and once they're approved, they need to be posted on the school website for the remainder of the school year. Then they can all be removed, and at the beginning of another school year, you can begin posting agendas for the next school year. The final logistical piece is about rules of order and procedure. Every council is supposed to have rules of order and procedure that helps them decide how to conduct meetings, how to hold elections. It should include the members of the council who are serving terms that begin in an even year, how many are serving terms that begin in an odd year, so that when you prepare for elections, you understand which positions are up for election. Another item that comes to us frequently is, what do we do if we have people who are not attending meetings regularly? And that should be in your rules of order and procedure. There isn't anything in the law that says what needs to happen. But if you have members who are not attending on a regular basis, it may prevent you from having a quorum, and then you can't conduct business. So you should have something in there that provides some direction for you about what to do if you have members who consistently do not attend. Okay, so we've talked about the substance, we've talked about kind of the logistics. These are recommendations that hopefully will make your job a little less stressful, help to share the work a little bit. It's always nice to have someone chair a council who's actually served on a council before. If that's not possible, obviously the elections are over and you're a chair, but going forward, it might be a good idea to recommend that someone serves who's had some experience. Then at the very first meeting, or if you've already held your first meeting, at the next upcoming meeting, it would be a good idea to go around the room and introduce the council members, each one, and include the items that are listed here, because they will help you if you understand the background and the expertise of the people sitting in the room. Who will be the best person to take minutes? Maybe that won't be intimidating to someone. Maybe somebody knows a lot about the internet and can help the council with the digital citizenship assignment. So take a few minutes to make sure that you do that. You're going to want to set a timeline. You're going to want to make sure that training is provided for council members. We have other training modules on our website, and short trainings are provided for the council throughout the year that can be shown at the beginning of a council meeting to help you with your work. You'd want to, at the first meeting, review your plans. What is the school doing related to the TSSP plan? What did the council decide the year before would be involved in the school land trust plan? You're going to want to understand why you made those decisions and how the implementation is going. Also, as a representative body, you should be encouraging members to bring issues to the council that need to be addressed. Everybody should be taking an assignment. Everybody should be involved. So let's talk about assignments for a minute. There are lots of things listed here, and if everybody assumes a responsibility, you all will support the effort and be working towards student improvement. First, you're going to want to appoint someone who will take the minutes. That is an important responsibility. A financial liaison will be really helpful as well. Assign someone who will bring the budget to meetings 3 or 4 times a year so the council can review where you are in spending. You don't want to get to the end of the year and find out that half of the money hasn't been spent or that the plan hasn't been implemented. So make sure that you have someone who's responsible for doing that. And then have someone who reviews the School Land Trust website and all those training materials and decide what is helpful there or useful to the council related to training. A timeline is really important for you as the chair so that you know what needs to be put on agendas from time to time to make sure that you accomplish the work before the year is out. So assign someone to pull together all of your required dates and put together a timeline and bring it to the council. You're going to want to have someone review the rules of order and procedure. They should be on your website. If you can't find them, then you may want to create some. And we have a template on our website, which is schoollandtrust.org, and you can pull that up and start preparing rules of order and procedure for your council. It's important that those things work for your council and that you don't just use the template that's on the website. We'd encourage you to appoint somebody who could be a liaison between your parent organization and the council. As the volunteer arm of the school, you should be working together. You should know what each other are doing. And then you can appoint subcommittees. You may not be ready to appoint the subcommittees at the first meeting, but please be aware that the digital citizenship and school safety assignment could be assigned to a subcommittee or a task force who prepares a plan. What is it that our council is going to do this year? And then bring it back to the council for approval. Lots of assignments, lots of work to do. Everybody can take an assignment. So in preparing for meetings, we encourage the chair and the principal to sit down together about 2 weeks before an upcoming meeting and go through what needs to happen on the next agenda. This can happen a variety of ways. Some do it by phone. Sometimes it happens just through an email, several email exchanges. And sometimes principals and chairs prefer a meeting, a face-to-face meeting. So you're going to want to go through and look at the meeting of the prior month and recognize what happened at that meeting, what did we decide was going to be put on the next agenda. You're going to want to include items from your timeline and items that council members have brought forward that they would like to have discussed. If you've asked someone to take an assignment and now they're going to report back, you ask somebody to prepare rules of order and procedure and report back, you're going to want to put that on the agenda so that they can complete their assignment. And then on the agenda, you're going to want to list who is going to do that presentation. It's not your responsibility as the chair to have to do every agenda item, but you will want to let whoever prepared the rules of order and procedure know that they're on the agenda to present that item. So once you have an agenda put together, then the next thing is it needs to be posted on the website at least a week in advance, the agenda and draft minutes from the prior meeting. So you're going to work with the principal to make sure that that happens. And then you're going to want to send the same items to the council members so that they're ready for the upcoming meeting. Conducting the meeting is sometimes the part that is scariest to chairs who have never chaired a meeting before. It's your responsibility to manage the meeting. You're going to want to begin on time, try to stay on task, follow the agenda, end on time, and encourage participation by everybody in the room. Sometimes when you're having a very important discussion, you may want to go around the room and ask everybody their opinion or their thoughts. It will help you bring out all points of view. Now, council meetings can be relaxed, or if it becomes difficult to get the work done with side conversations or people having a conversation back and forth and not including everyone in the room, you can ask that comments and questions go through the chair, and then the chair can be able to make sure that you stay on task and that everybody's participating. You can delegate this assignment, but it's best to, as the chair, to conduct the meeting when you're present. Certainly, a vice chair can take over and conduct a meeting at that point in time. So this concludes our short training, and hopefully it's been helpful to you and that you will be able to accomplish your assignment feeling confident, and that your meetings will be efficient and effective. If you ever have any questions, please be sure to contact the School Children's Trust section at the State Board of Education. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being willing to serve.